Hi, everybody. My name is Brandon Melendez, and I will be talking with you and giving you tips on how to make delicious guacamole in 6 ways. Simple, easy to do it. Let me just get everything together, and we'll be ready to go. Alrighty. Okay, great. Let's see. Let's just make this a little bit bigger. Everything goes well. Okay, great. Alrighty. So again, my name is Brandon Melendez, and we will be discussing 6 steps to making tasty guacamole. And among that, I will also be giving you a little bit of insight, a little bit of information that I was able to find that I actually found quite interesting. So let's get started. All right. We'll start off with some facts here. Let's see. We got, alrighty. Avocados are actually native to Central and South America, where they have been cultivated for over 10,000 years or so. They were first introduced to the United States in 1871 when Judge R.B. Ord planted 3 trees in Santa Barbara, California. Did you also realize that avocados are a fruit? We treat them like a vegetable, but they are technically actually a fruit. That's why guacamole with fruit, such as peaches, mangoes, pomegranates, or even pears, works so well. Not only are avocados fruit, but they also grow on trees. Avocados mature on a tree, but they only ripen once they fall off the tree. Even more amazing is the fact that avocados can stay on a tree for as long as 18 months. It's as if the tree preserves them until they are ready to be used. Another interesting fact that I found is that one tree can produce between 150 to 500 avocados per year. It's a lot just for one tree. For 10 to 15 years, the Super Bowl and Cinco de Mayo played tag with each other in the statistics department for top consumption of avocados. But in 2012, however, the 4th of July beat them both. It's yet another example of the transformation of an ethnic ingredient into a mainstream one for all Americans. And avocados aren't even just eaten as guacamole. You could use them for a variety of things like salads. You could just really put them on sandwiches. You could really eat them any which way you want. Another interesting tidbit was that 71 million pounds of guacamole was eaten during the past Super Bowl Sunday in 2014, back in February, which is enough to cover a football field more than 27 feet thick. That's crazy. Consumption of avocados is increasing with all the major holidays, including St. Patrick's Day. I mean, avocados are green after all. Now try to fathom this number. 1.6 billion avocados were consumed in the United States in 2012 alone. Just the United States, nowhere else. But another thing that I thought was actually interesting, which is the last thing that I have here, is once an avocado is picked, it takes between 7 to 10 days to ripen. Keeping it in the refrigerator actually slows down the ripening process, while putting it in a paper bag with a ripe apple or even banana will speed up the process. Now let's go and start discussing the supplies needed to make guacamole. Now we'll start talking a little bit about what's needed, and then we'll jump into the ingredients themselves. Alrighty. So supplies needed. What I use when making guacamole is a medium to large size bowl, depending how much I plan to make. I use a cutting board and a knife for the vegetables and avocados. I use a mixing spoon to fold everything together. I like to use a measuring spoon for the spices because me personally, I'm just meticulous and need to have everything perfect. So I personally prefer to use measuring spoons. Some people can just eye it and do it any which way you want. However you want to make it is really up to you. And lastly, I like to use a potato masher for mashing the avocados to make it less chunky and more smooth. But again, it's all a matter of preference. Some people use a spoon, but for me, the potato masher just makes it easier for everything to come together, to soak up the juices and the flavors. Sometimes I even use the potato masher at the end. Sometimes people don't like the tomatoes to be chunky or anything, so they want it to blend in better with the actual guacamole itself. So I do that as well. But like I said, it's totally up to you, whatever you like. So now let's get started with the actual instructions on how to make guacamole. So let's get started with the ingredients that you need to make the guacamole itself. You will need 3 Hass avocados. You'll need 1 lime. You will need 1 large to medium onion, diced or based on your preference. You'll need 1 clove of garlic, minced, a half a jalapeno, seeded and minced, 1 to 2 Roma tomatoes, depending on how many tomatoes you want in it, and 1 tablespoon of cilantro, and a half teaspoon of salt, cumin, and cayenne pepper. So now, perfect. So the first thing you're going to do is halve, seed, and scoop out the avocado into the medium-sized bowl using a knife and a spoon. Once you scoop the avocados into the bowl, you will cut a lime and squeeze it over the avocados and let it sit for about 5 minutes or so. After 5 minutes, drain out some of the lime juice, not all of it, into a separate little bowl and mash the avocados using the potato masher, or again, anything you really want to use. Once completely mashed, add the half teaspoon of salt, cumin, and cayenne pepper and mix together, shown in the picture above. Okay. Then using the knife and cutting board, dice, mince, and or cut the onions, garlic, tomatoes, jalapeno, and cilantro. Okay. Once everything has been cut up, place into the bowl with the seasoned avocados, add the reserved lime juice from before, and combine together until everything is mixed in the avocado. Well, now it's guacamole mixture, not just avocado. See how all the colors come together? You have the reds, the different greens, the whites. I think that just looks so delicious. That's just me. Okay. And for the best and tastiest guacamole, I recommend letting it sit for about an hour, but if you're impatient and always hungry like me, you can eat it right away. I think it tastes good, but it does taste even better when you let it sit for an hour. So if you have a party, or you're having a bunch of people over, or just for yourself, a lazy Sunday, doing nothing, watching TV, movies, Netflix, whatever, you can let it sit, make it first thing in the morning, then have it for lunch, or the day before, day of. However you want to eat it is really up to you. It's super easy to make. I like eating it with blue corn chips, the picture shown, it's blue corn chips and also gluten-free lime chips. I love lime, so the more lime, the better for me. But whatever you like is totally up to you as well. And that's pretty much it. There you have it. The tastiest guacamole you'll have in 6 easy steps. Now, when cutting up all the little things, if you take so long like I do, sometimes it takes longer for me. I like to buy the pre-cut onions and tomatoes and stuff. You could do it any which way you want. I know for me, I need to have everything perfect, so if I cook it, or rather make it, it takes me a long time, but you could really do it, again, any which way you want. But those are the best ingredients to use. You don't want to forget about the cumin. Sometimes if you look at recipes online, they might not involve the cumin, but I think for me that's the best, one of the best ingredients to really give it that little bit of a kick. Now you can rewatch this video on my website at www.bamrelations.com. If you want to watch it over and over again, just to kind of get the ingredients down, just like the sound of my voice, whatever you want to do, or you want to recommend it to somebody, please feel free. The more the merrier. And you can actually find additional easy recipes similar to this one on websites like foodnetwork.com, or I personally like allrecipes.com. They have a variety of different things you could choose from depending on what your preference is and what you like. And to learn more information about the history of avocados, or just to learn a few fun facts, like I said in the beginning of the show, you can visit a couple of different websites that I got my information from. I got epicurious.com, healthdiaries.com, and eatholy.com. Holy is actually a guacamole brand that I recommend as well. It is super delicious, and it comes in little mini serving packages, the 100-calorie packages, and then they come in like a 2-pack of the big packages if you don't feel like making a physical guacamole. But you should try making it yourself. I love it. I think you'll love it, and I don't think you'll regret it one bit. Alrighty, so if you like guacamole as much as I do, feel free to use this recipe, look up other recipes, and hopefully you'll be able to sit down later, watch TV, and enjoy guacamole for yourself. Thank you very much again for watching my webinar. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at my website at bamrelations.com. All my contact information is there. Alrighty, thank you very much, and enjoy the remainder of your weekend, everybody.